It was September 30th, 2014. I just started working at Best Buy when I heard the hype from my trainer Joe. Shadow of Mordor is a fantastic game, he says. The Nemesis system is revolutionary. Okay. Maybe he didn't say revolutionary, but he still hyped it up quite a bit. And to the point where I bought the game that day. I started it up and I got bored. The story is a revenge story where you play as Talion, who is forced to watch as orcs kill his wife, Lorith, and then essentially kill him. But he's brought back by Celebrimbor, I think his name is, to avenge his wife, Lorith, and that's the story. And you go around killing war chiefs.
You spoil our rowdy mood. But you'll definitely entertain us. Hey, boys!
You kill captains, you kill low-level orcs, but the second phase, you essentially brainwash them. So basically, with the Talion can essentially take an orc and then just like do like a Shao Kahn type thing, except for he imprints like his soul onto him.
Keep away from his head! Do not
But you take control, and there's only 3 bosses in this entire game. The first boss, you take on a Black Hand member who has orcs around him, so it is a little bit more difficult. And then the second one is a Black Hand member who basically you have to sneak around, and 5 times you have to drain him. And that's the second boss. The third boss is Sauron, and it's a quick time event. Those are the 3 bosses in this entire game. So you have essentially 10 war chiefs and 3 bosses. The war chiefs, like all these orcs, after a while, it feels like they have the same personality. They really don't stand out, and there's no story to them, so you don't give a damn why you're killing them. There's no reason for me to care about anything in this game. So Talion I don't really care about because I don't know much about his background other than his wife was brutally murdered by a bunch of orcs. And then there's a Daenerys Targaryen type of character in this game. And then there's Gollum. And there's Ratbag. Ratbag is essentially an orc that you meet who is tied up, and he decides that, hey, instead of dying, I'm going to essentially follow you.
You want the Black Hand? Those slave scum are pouring poison in your ear. Oh, but you cut these ropes. Ratbag will tell you everything.
Now, what would you know that all these other dead orcs didn't?
Go ahead, you bastard! Do it! I'll die, and you'll know nothing!
Maybe I'll grant your request. End your miserable life.
No. I was just it. Look, those slaves are no match for the orc army. Their schemes as rotten as barrel fish. But Ratbag can teach you the ways of the orc. Ratbag can make your plan work.
We're going to find out what you know.
And you utilize Ratbag to infiltrate Sauron's army and get him up into the ranks of eventually like war chiefs. Those are the only characters, and there's no background to any of them and no reason for me to care. One of the other major issues with Shadow of Mordor is the game starts off fairly difficult and becomes just progressively easier and easier as you go through the game. There's no difficulty setting at all. So essentially, at the beginning, you're trying to just kill enough orcs to get experience and build yourself up, and then kill the captains and the war chiefs and so on and so forth, to essentially become a more powerful version of Talion than you ever thought possible. By the time you get to the second phase, the game is just so easy, and the stealth mechanics are really nice and fluid, but the stealth mechanics make it extremely easy just as much as the bow and arrow makes it extremely easy. It becomes even more boring than it was previously in the first phase of this game. So you can also get collectibles, and there's a whole bell lock door type thing, and both those do add things to the story. But the problem is you're speaking the story rather than telling me the story either through the gameplay itself or through cutscenes. And I just find that kind of lazy in a way, similar to how Destiny, the first one, came out, and all the story was essentially told to you through various texts and messages and logs that you find throughout the game. I really think that is a lazy way to try to tell a story rather than create more compelling gameplay and adding things and adding missions and objectives and various things that the player, like myself, can actually play through. One of the cooler things that you can do in Shadow of Mordor is ride the Caragor. And it's kind of cool to sit there, and whether it's to travel or whether it's to attack orc parties, it is fun to essentially do that. Also, I want to say that shooting the bow does feel really smooth. I don't have an issue with the gameplay mechanics. I don't understand why the game was so hyped back in 2014 or was a Game of the Year contender. I don't, because this whole thing is a beta test. That's it. The Nemesis system is cool. I will grant that. And I hope there are games that kind of advance the Nemesis system and do something really awesome with it. But build a full game. Like, put a story around it and make me give a shit. I don't know right now if I want to play Shadow of War, because from what I've seen is many people like Shadow of Mordor or over Shadow of War, and I don't like Shadow of Mordor. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. If you want me to play Shadow of War, or if you think I should play Shadow of War, let me know in the comments below. I just need one comment saying I should play Shadow of War, and I will play it.
Do not make me regret this deal.
And then I'll make a part 2 to this essay and kind of go over why Shadow of War is better than Shadow of Mordor. The crazy thing is, this has been an 8-year journey, and I'm happy that I finally beat the game. I moved on to Gotham Knights, but this game really reminded me of and I'm gonna age myself here, but it reminded me of Metal Gear Solid VR missions. And basically, it's exactly what it is. It's VR missions. You go around stealthily. It's not like a world where there's a bunch of bosses and that. It's not a full-fledged Metal Gear Solid game. It's a side thing. It's a beta. And this game, Shadow of Mordor, reminded me of that. But I will also say, if you like Shadow of Mordor, let me know why in the comments down below. Or maybe you hated Shadow of Mordor. Also let me know why in the comments down below. Or maybe you thought Shadow of Mordor was a MIDI keyboard. You basically were bored throughout. It's a mid game, but you got through it. Let me know if you think that in the comments down below. But otherwise, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to leave a like. And also, please subscribe to this channel. And in the description below, there's links to our other channels, me and my brother Rocky. You know, head over there, kind of check that out. You know, maybe you'll find something you like, and then you can subscribe to that. But otherwise, yeah, I appreciate anybody who listened and or watched this video. And I want to know your thoughts on Shadow of Mordor. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you all in the next video.
Oh, yes. Ratbag will show you the way. You help me, I help you.
Sticks out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up a